This podcast is supported by Leavenworth Summer Theater, a community-powered regional professional theater company that has been bringing together both local and traveling talent for 31 years. Located in the heart of Washington's Bavarian Village, LST brings world-class productions to the Cascade Mountains, welcoming around 20,000 guests to their performances each summer, while fostering artistic excellence and celebrating the unique spirit of our mountain community. From Broadway classics to contemporary works, they've been creating unforgettable experiences that bring people together one story at a time. Learn more about LST at leavenworthsummertheater.org.
Opening night club.
We're not opening a nightclub.
It's the opening night club. We can't wait to watch an opening night show, because on opening night we always go with our opening night club. Opening night club.
Welcome to the Opening Night Club podcast. This is the podcast where we get together every week to discuss and celebrate local theater around Central Washington. I am your host, Kevin McKee, and I am solo today. Skylar Cuthill is out sick after a couple really long weekends of Oktoberfest. We'll get to that later. But because we do have actual opening nights coming up, I wanted to take this opportunity this week to skip some of our interviews and go through the shows that we've got coming up. As you know, we've said multiple times on this podcast that September was kind of a sparse time for shows, especially new shows opening up. And as we get into October, we're seeing a lot more happening. So I did want to go through and talk about that. We also want to mention Oktoberfest, and Skylar and I have been up there working on Oktoberfest the last couple weekends, and we've actually been working also with Danny Schaefer-Cloak, Jamie Howell, Jim Gamble. Skylar and myself are all of the MCs that will be talking about the entertainment, introducing the acts on the three different stages. We are running the games, the competitions, the things like the Stein holding competition, Mustache Showdown, the Pretzel Toss, all of the classic, we're going to call them simple competitions, but they're well loved for Oktoberfest up in Leavenworth. And we've been working with Mark and Kelly Wavra, also theater people from the area who are back from Germany after several years. They are back in town, and of course, they are doing some amazing stuff up in Oktoberfest. They're good people to know, and Mark actually brought in his beer marionette, something you would strap onto yourself, and you have a couple marionette handles, and you try to drink a beer with it. If you've seen it on TikTok or one of the reels or something like that, you've probably seen people in the street trying to drink a beer with one of these things and spilling beer all over themselves. But thankfully, Mark and Kelly brought one in for Oktoberfest. So if you show up next weekend, you will have the chance to spill beer on yourself with a beer marionette. Okay, we're going to get right to the shows that we've got coming up. I've got a big long list, and we'll try to kind of list the shows that we're going to be looking at through the end of the year. And if you're interested in being part of the opening night club, you've got lots of opportunities to be at an opening night. We're covering everything from really Chelan out to Moses Lake right now. We're working with the Performing Arts Center and their Apple Awards and trying to include all of those shows also in the opening nightclub. The first show we want to go over is The Marvelous Wonderettes. That's at Music Theater. That'll be down at the Riverside Playhouse, and that is opening this Thursday. October 16th, The Marvelous Wonderettes is opening. That's directed by Maddie Atwood. Jill Sheets is producing it, and it is a show a lot of people might not be familiar with, but you know every single one of the songs. It is girl group music, and so it is music from the 50s and 60s, Mr. Sandman, Lollipop, Lollipop, those type of songs. It's a small cast, but they are on stage the whole time. Very talented cast. Did want to go through who's in the show because I don't know that we have before. We've got Missy being played by Maribeth Brixie Deal. Betty Jeans being played by Skylar Gingrich Mendez. Cindy Lou is being played by Rachel Powers. And Susie is being played by Sarah Smeller. That one's going to be running from October 16th through the 1st. It's at the Riverside Playhouse. If you want to get tickets to that, tickets are available right now at the Numerica Pack. We've had Rachel on the show. I would love to get Maddie Atwood on the show. I'm trying to convince her, and hopefully once she's got this show up and running, we can get her here. We will definitely be at opening night there on the 16th, and if you come up to me, I will get you a beer or a drink or soda or something like that. If we want to get all of our opening nightclub members there on opening night. Also on the 16th, we have the opening of Little Shop of Horrors out at the Maskers Theater in Soap Lake. That one is directed by Stacy and Clifford Brzee, and that one is opening also October 16th, and that's running through November 2nd. The cast list on that, Seymour is being played by Taggart Hodges, Audrey by Holly Peterson McClure, Audrey 2 by Michael Duvall, Crystal by Rachel Brzee, Chiffon by Lydia Harris, Ronette by Kylie Youngren, Mr. Mushnick is being played by Jeremy Hansen, Orange Scrivello DDS is being played by Grant Taveld. Now, they're doing Little Shop of Horrors, and we've got Wenatchee High School will be opening Little Shop of Horrors the following month. So you've got 2 opportunities to see a Little Shop of Horrors. I don't know if Little Shop of Horrors has a tradition of not listing the puppeteers for the plant. I know that when we did it several years ago, that the puppeteer is a major, major player in this show. It's a cast member that does as much work as any of the speaking cast members. And if you get a chance to see it and you don't see that person, make sure you go backstage, find that person who is the puppeteer for the plant, and let them know how much you appreciate them. So we've got those 2 shows that are opening up this weekend, Little Shop of Horrors, and, of course, the Marvelous Wonderettes. Skylar and I are going to try to see Little Shop of Horrors this weekend, but we probably won't make it on opening night for that one because we'll be at the Riverside Playhouse. This weekend, we've also got Oktoberfest. We will be up there on October 17th and 18th. If you haven't had a chance, I know there's a lot of people in Wenatchee that tend to avoid Leavenworth for Oktoberfest, and just because it can get crazy and there is a lot of people, but it's an awful lot of fun. They've been recruiting a lot of great acts there, and it's not all oompa and polka music, although they do have that. In the evenings, they will have some fantastic bands, and so if you want to get out there and dance, they're going to be playing covers, but in their own way. The biggest act that we've got is Manuela Horn, who is the Queen of Oktoberfest. And I have a hard time saying that she is performing, that her band is playing, because it is really a show. They have a fairly tightly choreographed show, and it's all songs that you know, but of course with Oktoberfest lyrics thrown in. But there is stage props and costumes and a lot going on. So if you get a chance, come up to Oktoberfest, see Manuela Horn. We've also got some of my other favorites, the Aquanettes and S-Bahn will also be performing up there at Oktoberfest. Also this weekend, the Radar Dames are performing on the 18th. They are doing their Creep Show, Peep Show. And if you're not familiar with Radar Dames, it's a burlesque troupe that's been here in Wenatchee for many years now. And they do some very creative burlesque numbers, and you can see them on the 18th. After that, we have Kashmere High School will be performing Midsummer Night's Dream. That's a William Shakespeare play, but it's been adapted by Claudia Haas, and that will be opening up on October 23rd. So that's opening up the next weekend. It will be at the Kashmere Middle School Auditorium. and very reasonable tickets for that. Adults are $8 for that. The cast on that, there's a few names that I'm familiar with in that cast, but we've had a lot of the Kashmir High School kids have graduated, and we've got a whole new group of kids that have come in and to do Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm going to run through the cast here really quick. Dreamer is being played by Georgia Hemmer. Puck is being played by McKenna Fritz. Hermia by Callie Miller. Helena by Lexi Lutton. Lysander by Trip Martin. Demetrius by Micah Malloy. Duke Theseus by Addie Agigi. Hippolyta by Clara Guerin. Egia by Jillian Deweritz. Philostrate by Miley Loomis Robertson. Nick Bottom by Dylan Cornea. Peter Quince by Maren Peterson. Francis Flute. Tilly Richardson. Tom Snout. Zoe Caruso. Snug Peace Blossom, Avonlea Hemmer. Robin Starveling is being played by Hayden Miller. King Oberon by Cameron Malloy. Queen Titania by Emerson Thomason. And Mustard Seed by Lane Bagley. That is Midsummer Night's Dream. That's only one weekend. That's October 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So make sure you get a chance to see it. But of course, we'll be there on opening night on the 23rd. Also on the 23rd, the Haunted Museum is running their yearly haunted house. This one's called The Protocol. Should be scary. It's running from October 23rd through the 30th. On October 30th, we've got the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's the 50th anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and we are running the Shadowcast, and I believe we will have 2 Shadowcasts on October 30th. Matthew Pippin, the great Matthew Pippin, is directing the Rocky Horror Picture Show Shadowcast, so you will be able to see local actors performing what is happening on the movie behind them. So we will have a cast in front of the screen performing what you're going to see on the screen. You'll be able to buy goodie bags, and so you'll have something so you can play along. You can do all of the shout backs. If you're unfamiliar with it, Google Rocky Horror Picture Show and what they expect an audience to do. It's very entertaining, and it's a good time. The next show that we've got opening up is Puffs at Quincy High School. And Puffs, the subtitle is 7 Increasingly Eventful Years at a Certain School of Magic. So Puffs is going to be a Harry Potter spinoff type show. That one has been cast. They're in rehearsals right now. And that one opens on November 7th. And it goes through the 15th at Quincy High School. That's Puffs. Okay, now I had mentioned before that Wenatchee High School is also doing Little Shop of Horrors. This year is Wenatchee High School's choral department. For those of you familiar with Wenatchee High School theater, one year they will do the choral department show with just high schoolers in through the choral department. And then they do an all-district musical every other year where we have kids all the way through elementary school up through high school. So this year they're doing the choral department show, just high schoolers, and it is opening up on November 13th, running through the 22nd. Little Shop of Horrors, of course, is written by Ashford Menken. And this was before they started doing Disney shows. For those of you familiar with them, they wrote the music for Disney shows, the classic Disney animated movies from the 90s. So Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Aladdin. These are all shows that have been redone as live action shows, and they've also been redone as Broadway musicals and been very successful. We've seen several of their musicals that have been done in the local theater recently. But Wenatchee High School Choral Department's doing Little Shop of Horrors. This is directed by Paul and Kelly Atwood, and the players in this one, I'm going to go through and list them off. The interesting thing here is that the Urchins, which is generally a trio of Crystal, Chiffon, and Ronette, have been triple cast. So in this one, we've got 9 Urchins. We've got 3 Crystals, 3 Chiffons, and 3 Ronettes in this one. So I'll start by going through them. Seymour is being played by Kay Devereaux. Audrey is Iris Jaffe. Great to see her back. Audrey 2, the plant, is being played by Cruz Martinez. Mushnik is being played by Elijah Niemeyer. Oren is being played by Dominic Cochran. And we've got a lot of seniors. We've got a lot of experience in this cast, so it's great to see it. Crystals 1, 2, 3 are being played by Jesse Evans, Olivia Burden, Jasmine Cooper. Chiffon 1, 2, 3 are being played by Jane Burns, Josephine Smith, Laura Martinez. Ronettes are being played by Mackenzie Titus, Hannah Wright, and Gianna Heisey. Wino and Bernstein is being played by Eli Wright. Mrs. Luce by Emma Heminger. Wino number 2 is Carson Dimke. Patrick Martin by Frankie Ensley. And then we've got ensemble of Chris Pettick, Kai Corfiatis, Sophie Thomas Piscopo, Cora Belton, Lily Cooper, Ellen Hask, and Manal Martin. And that one again opens up on November 13th, and we will probably be there. The reason I say probably is the crosstown rivalry of the Eastmont High School Drama Club is their show opens up the same night. I'll put a call out to the directors at the high school shows. If there's any way that you can keep your show staggered a little bit, it makes it so much easier for me and the opening night club. I know there's lots of reasons. It's really hard to schedule these shows based on all of the activities at the high schools, but this one is a little hard. Eastmont Drama Club is directing a show called Too Many Detectives at the Murder Mansion. This looks to be a farce. It's written by Ian McWethy, and this one is directed by Pete Kapler this year. It opens up November 13th and closes on the 22nd following the Wenatchee High School show. It's a fairly large cast, but I think you'll be able to tell by the names of the characters that this is a farce, and it is all about too many detectives. Bobby is being played by Tia Turner, Aggie by Kate Hatchie, Conan by Cyrus Smith, Dash by Olivia Simonson, and Hannah by Clara Lebo. Okay, so Madame Doyle is being played by Lizzie Nicholas, Sherlock Holmes by Ansley Edwards. Nancy Drew is being played by Kat Sanford. Frank Hardy is being played by Jay Collins. Joe Hardy by Xavier Fillion. Sam Spade, Mason Sturgeon. Velma, Daphne, Fred, and Shaggy are being played by Natalie Reynolds, Rosemary Holcomb, Carter Lopez, and Liam Gilbert. Jameson Maydall is playing Batman. Mary Elise Clifton is playing Miss Marple, and Addison Edwards is Detective Christie, and Caitlin Burnell is Detective Kane. Understudies on that show are Kira Schofield and Juno Ha. And that one, I'm not familiar with the script at all, but I'm very excited, and I want to see what Pete can do with this cast of high schoolers. It looks like it should be a lot of fun. I'm sure that we will figure out something so that we can have opening night club at both of these shows. We'll probably have to split the club. Thank you, directors and producers. But we will be able to talk about both shows on the following Monday. I'm going to start going through upcoming things that are happening after those shows open. The Blackhorn Drama Guild has a middle school show called Under the Big Top. They are really building a program up in Chelan, and big thanks to Cindy for what she's doing up there with the middle school. We'll have a high school show coming up in the spring, but we've got a circus-based show on November 21st and 22nd at the Chelan Middle School called Under the Big Top. Moses Lake High School, and this is a high school that's new to the Apple Awards this year. They're doing Mamma Mia, which is a big musical, and can't wait to see that. It's going to be November 25th through the 25th. November 21st through the 25th. Holiday Spice returns to the pack. Holiday Spice is the annual variety show that's returning to the pack on December 4th and 5th. I'll be participating in that, working with Danny Schaefer-Cloak as MCs on that show. It's always a lot of fun. You're going to see a lot of variety on that one. Very family friendly, so get your tickets to that. On December 11th is opening night for A Christmas Carol at Music Theater of Wenatchee at the Riverside Playhouse. That's directed by Henry Heddick, and it's got a very large cast with a lot of local favorites, and it's has actors that I haven't seen on stage in a while, and I can't wait to see this show. A lot of my favorite people are in this one. As we get closer, we'll go through the cast list on that one, but A Christmas Carol will be opening up on December 11th. On the 16th will be the Old Time Radio Show, and this is an annual event that is a radio show. It will be on KPQ FM. It is and then you can also buy tickets and you can see it live. So it is it's a radio show where everyone is behind a mic. We have a Foley table with all of the sound effects being created by James Wallace and his assistants. And then everybody's got a mic, and we are trying our best to create the musical A Christmas Story for the radio. And that'll be on December 16th. I will be there as Santa, or as we've been calling him, Drunk Santa, on that one. And then coming up into, I think the next one in January is going to be Music Theater of Wenatchee's production of The Minutes. That is directed by Brian Higgins. And this is it's a great show. It's a fairly new one. It just came off Broadway a couple years ago. It's written by Tracy Letts. And if you're interested in being in that show, this one has not been cast. The auditions are October 27th. So if you're interested in getting into theater, getting on stage, I would recommend you participate in The Minutes, directed by Brian Higgins. That is a big, long list of all of the things that you can go and watch as part of the opening night club. So that's what we've got. We will be back next week to talk about our next opening night, The Marvelous Wonderettes, Thursday at the Riverside Playhouse. So that's it. If you haven't seen an opening night, go out and see a play and enjoy the next opening night.